While it would be impossible to show how to configure your taper jig for every possible cut you may need, we want to demonstrate some of the many configurations available to help you plan safe and accurate cutting with your MICRODIAL taper jig. For larger pieces, keep it simple. Just set the jig and keep your part tight to the jig with your free hand, or of course you can use a gripper. Smaller and narrower parts will require some safe method of holding them to the jig. While the pusher foot at the back of the jig will guide the part across the blade, it also needs to be kept on the table and against the jig edge. So the jig is designed to accept 1 or 2 grippers to help hold parts down to the table and firmly against the jig edge. The grippers can be positioned along the length of the jig as needed. Cutting tapers means that the line of the cut relative to the jig and accessories will change as the setup passes the blade. Always be sure to check the entire length of the line to be cut. If needed, you can use the adjustable spacer on the far side of the blade for stability. Thicker parts, like table legs, may even require additional spacer blocks. When using 2 grippers in this manner, 1 long spacer block will prevent the trailing gripper from catching on the leading edge of the saw table. The size or the angle of your cut may require that you move or even remove the center leg to avoid damaging the gripper. The outer leg may be removed as well. Remember to try and keep the wider parts of the gripper to the inside of the cut, next to the jig. Whenever possible, we recommend that 1 gripper be aligned with the push foot of the taper jig. Adding a hook plate to the trailing edge of the gripper can assist in pushing the off-fall wedge past the blade so it doesn't kick back. The taper jig features molded-in keyholes in several locations to maximize its flexibility. These can be used for adding an extended rip fence edge for longer parts, or to fit a wide plate with sandpaper on the bottom of it to control pieces that the jig covers during the cut. And some are positioned to screw the jig to a very rough part for complete control. The included trailing block is always on board the jig, ready to be mounted to the back, giving the jig a positive heel to push with for large and very rough blanks. Your MICRODIAL taper jig has been carefully designed to allow you as much flexibility as possible for setting up whatever cut you need to make. There may be no limit to the ways it can be set up to help you make your projects more safely and accurately.